Whoa! Who are you?
Oh, child, please don't be frightened. My name is Glenda, the Good Witch, and I am here to make all your dreams come true.
Yeah, not ringing any bells.
You know, from Dorothy. Hello. You know, I gave her magic shoes. She was saved. She got to go back home, killed the evil witch of the West. Ring a bell?
Oh, really? Like, I've never heard that one before. Why don't you go ahead and prove it?
Of course, always a skeptic. All right.
Bing! Whoa! Okay, I believe you. What do you want?
I want to make all of your dreams come true and have you dance down Main Street, USA in the Magic Kingdom.
No way! I would love to! Oh my god, goodness, let's go! How do we get there?
All you have to do is click your heels 3 times and you'll be transported to the Magic Kingdom on Main Street and you will be the star of the parade.
That makes sense, because they're Dorothy's shoes, right? Okay, let's try this.
Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Morgan and I am a 6th grade math and science teacher and I also love all things Disney. And on today's video, we're taking a trip to Oz. Well, not exactly. Let's go ahead and get into it. Real quick before we get into this video, I forgot to mention this is a collaboration with Matt over at Teacup for One, and he is doing a great movie ride series on his channel where every week he does another movie that was in the great movie ride and we all post videos and we do a live stream. And this week is Wizard of Oz, if you couldn't tell. And so this is my rendition. This is my Wizard of Oz inspired video. And I hope you guys like it. Make sure you check out everyone's channel that is participating down below, especially Matt himself. And make sure you join us tonight, Wednesday, June 23rd, at 8 p.m. for the Wizard of Oz live chat on Matt's channel, Teacup for One. The link to that live stream will also be down in the description below, and I can't wait to see you guys there. On to the video. All right. You caught me. It didn't exactly go like that. But I did actually dance down the streets of Magic Kingdom. All of that was true, and these are my ruby red slippers. That much is true. And these shoes have touched the streets of Main Street and the area of Disney's Backstage. So let's go ahead and talk about how I became Dorothy and danced down the streets of Main Street. All right, guys. So like I said, I did dance down the streets of Main Street once upon a time ago, and I'm going to tell you all exactly how and about my whole entire experience. So my dance studio was lucky enough to go to London and through this amazing company and dance at the London 2012 Olympics. And that is where the story all starts. So we danced at the 2012 Olympics. I got to go. We were entertainment for the Olympians, and I got to meet a few different Olympians from different areas, and I got to dance in London, England at the Warwick Castle in London and in Greenwich. So that was that story. When I came home, I thought the fairy tale was over and we were just going to go back to our normal dancing lives. Well, I was very wrong. 4 years, coming up in the next 4 years was going to be the Rio Olympics. And so we thought we were going to go ahead and go. I would be a sophomore in college at that point, or going into my sophomore year of college at that point, and thought, oh my goodness, this would be amazing. So I jumped on it. Well, Rio, if you didn't know, upped all of their prices, and traveling there and staying there was going to be super expensive. So the company we were going through was not about to have us go there. So instead, they offered us the opportunity to dance in Disney World through their company, and I was, of course, 110% trip to Disney, obviously I was going to go. We went to Disney, and part of that was learning this routine that we were going to dance down the streets of Main Street with, and I was so excited. Little did I know that part of the costume when you got there was a blue dress and some ruby red slippers. So we were modeled, the company originally was modeled after Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Apparently there used to be a Main Street show that went down that they would perform once a year every now and then. It's not regularly scheduled. And so they have always modeled their costumes after Dorothy. So how did this happen? Well, we flew down we learned this dance in our own studio. It's a typical parade dance. It's not too difficult, not a lot of steps, a lot of moving. So it's a lot of walking and like jumping and clapping so that you can move down the parade route. We were told we would follow the regular Main Street parade route in Magic Kingdom, but we were not told of all the extra little fun things that would come along with it. So I paid to stay at a resort and for park tickets, because obviously if you're dancing in the park, you need to have park admission. So all of that was taken care of. We learned our dance and we got to Disney. We stayed at Caribbean Beach Resort, was where everyone in the parade was to stay. So I got to stay at Caribbean Beach Resort, which is an amazing hotel. If you've never stayed there, 10 out of 10 would recommend. The day before the parade, we had to have a practice because, of course, there's all these different dance studios coming together to make this parade happen. And so we all had to practice together. So what happened was we had to be at our hotel at a very specific time and go to a very specific bus stop, which is actually in the middle of the parking lot, right behind, I believe it was our Aruba. It was the Aruba Suites, and it was right behind them. So in that parking lot where normal cars would park is where we caught our very special bus. That bus and took us to the Swan and Dolphin, which is right next to the Fantasia Gardens golf course, or a mini golf course. And we were there under a pavilion where we would all be together and learn our dance. Little did we know that Whitney Carson herself was going to be there from Dancing with the Stars. If you don't know who she is, this is her. And she is absolutely gorgeous. And as a dancer and as someone who is a huge fan of Dancing with the Stars, this was amazing. I got to meet her, we got to take a picture with her, and we got to learn the majority. She got to critique us. We had already learned the dance, but we got to like kind of show it off to her, and we practiced the parade route with her. We did this not once, but twice. So we did it once in the morning, and then we went back to our hotel, and then we did it again in the afternoon. The very next day was the parade. So we had to wake up very early, about 6 o'clock, because we were going to be in the morning parade, kind of that morning cavalcade time at 8 o'clock. So we had to be at the venue by 6 o'clock backstage. So again, we had a private bus pick us up and take us to Backstage Magic Kingdom. And when I say this was mind-blowing, it was mind-blowing. So they didn't allow any cell phones or any photography, because where you start Backstage is not where you were going to come back to. As soon as we were done, we were going to get on a bus and go straight back to where we came from. They were going to pick up all of our stuff, put it on our bus, and then we were going to go back straight to the hotel. So we got on the bus. We were already supposed to be dressed and ready in our ruby red slippers and our dress, with our hair all done, ready to perform, with nothing except for our magic band on, which our teacher could take in the bag that she carried alongside with us. So I was one of the oldest that was there, because I was just like, I am not passing this up just because I'm graduating. I am doing it. After we got on the bus and they drove us backstage of Magic Kingdom, so I got to see all this backstage stuff. It was so cool. I got to see what the backs of the main street looks like. I got to see all these little, like, there's basically like a little town back there, and it's so cool. And then we got brought to a pavilion of sorts where there was no restroom, first of all. Weirdest thing ever, because if you didn't know, Disney has an underground tunnel system. So most of their restrooms are underground for the people, for the cast members, and for anyone that would work backstage. So there was no restroom, and we were sitting here for, I kid you not, 2 hours, just about. We were about a mile away from where we were to start the parade route, and we did the regular parade route that you would normally see in Magic Kingdom. We started in Adventureland and made our way all the way up to Main Street, up to the where the firehouse is on Main Street and Town Hall, and then we exited there. So if you've seen any of the cavalcades, or if you've seen any parade in Magic Kingdom ever before, this is basically the route we took. And so I was with, in my troop, was anywhere from me, who was the oldest, which I was about 19 at this point, all the way down to 7-year-olds was the youngest that was allowed in the Main Street parade. So 19 to 7-year-olds. And we had a whole range in our group. So what ended up happening was, you sat at this pavilion. First of all, it was Florida, and it was the middle of August. So it was literally one of the hottest days. I think at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, it had already reached 90 degrees. So we're sitting in this pavilion. It's not like there's not many of us. There's a lot of us. There's over 100, if not 300 girls all sitting in this little pavilion thing with nothing but fans to keep us cool and no bathroom. That was what that was. And we then had to line up in our line for how we were going to walk down Main Street. And we had to get to the front of the parade booth, the parade route. And how did we get there, you may ask? Well, we had to walk a mile in these character shoes to get there, in tights and dresses, all, like costumes, and they were not breathable costumes. I'm talking about like some polyester costumes. We had to walk a mile to get to just the start of the parade route. And if you didn't know Magic Kingdom, if you've never walked the parade route and measured it, the parade route alone is almost 1.5 miles. So you're walking a mile to get there, 1.5 miles with nothing. You have nothing except for your magic bands and what you're wearing. And then you have to act as if nothing ever happened. While I was backstage, guys, I got to see the backs of buildings. I got to see the Dapper Dans and the residents of Main Street. It was so awesome because I got to see them practicing their performance and a little bit out of costume. I also got to see some awesome characters, which they were not expecting to see us. So there was a little mishap with some of the characters. It was okay. They kind of covered it up pretty well. And if you were little, you wouldn't have even known. It was mainly just me because I was one of the oldest and I was just looking around because I was so amazed. But basically, it's like a little town back there and they have all these extra props and everything that they would use. And it was so amazing. So amazing to go backstage of Disney World and then we got to be in the parade. I got to dance down the streets of Main Street. I cannot tell you the feeling that you will have when those gates to Adventureland and you're behind them open up and suddenly all these people are gathered around to watch you dance down the streets of Main Street. It is an amazing feeling. So we got to dance all the way down I don't even know. We got to dance down all the way down from Adventureland into oh my gosh, Liberty Square into Main Street, USA, and all the way down. And it was just so amazing. I happened to be in one of the middle spots just because I was taller, obviously, than some of the girls I was with. So you had to watch out for the train tracks, the little tracks that the floats go down, because if you twist your ankle and fall, they are not stopping for you. So we did our dance. It was so cool, but yet it was so hot. I was literally dripping sweat. Oh my gosh, it was one of the hottest days I can remember ever being in Florida. But I was happy that we did it in the morning and not the afternoon, because there was an afternoon group, and I couldn't even imagine. So once we were done going down the route, they filmed it. Everyone around us it was so awesome. It was complete chaos, but it was so awesome. And once you go down the parade route and you go to finish, you go through the gates right near the firehouse and town hall and the Emporium. So you go through those gates, and then literally you think it would be amazing. It's just like a paved road. That's all it is. And that paved road is about another 1.5 miles that you have to, if not 2 miles, that you then have to walk to get back on the buses to take you back to your resort. Yeah, not the most fun. And of course they want to take pictures with everyone, so they make you stop and they make you do all the stuff. It was just a whole thing. And apparently they do this parade in both Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and they do it every single year. Obviously they did not do it last year because of COVID, but I have heard that it is coming back, and it's called Dance Around the World, is the organization. And it was such an amazing experience. I got ruby red slippers that you get to keep out of it, and we also got to meet Mickey Mouse himself backstage prior to us going to dance. He kind of was there to rev us up, I guess, and it was one of the newer ones that actually talks, which was a little creepy, gotta say, but it was so awesome, so amazing. I would 10 out of 10 recommend this experience for anyone that would try. I don't know why it's themed after the Wizard of Oz, other than that's just the people that created the company just always like to model their outfits after Dorothy. I don't really know, but I just loved it, and I thought for this video that I would share this with you, since this is the Great Movie Ride and the Wizard of Oz that used to be in the Disney parks, and I got to be Dorothy for a day, and I think it's just so it was so worth it, so worth the money, so worth the stress of the day and the sweating and all of it. And then afterwards, once they drop you back off your hotel, you're done, and you get to just go ahead and go on with your Disney day. And then the other part to it is that you get to dance in the World Showcase at a dance competition. I didn't do that, or we did do that part, but that's a story for another day. Let me know down in the comments below if you've ever done this, if you've ever been in a Magic Kingdom parade, and if you've ever seen Backstage and what you guys think. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more Disney content. And make sure you go follow everyone's channel that is participating in this week down below. And check out our live stream at 8:00 p.m. Walt Disney World time on Teacup for One, where we will be talking about all things Wizard of Oz. And I will see you guys then. Have a magical day. Bye.